Hey guys, welcome to another episode of In the Car. Today we are talking about a classic battle: vampires versus werewolves. Now there's 8 categories I want to talk about when it comes to vampires versus werewolves. And just so we are clear, these are my personal beliefs about vampires and werewolves if they were real. These are not facts, these are not, they have to be. So, the first category is origins. A werewolf's origins, I believe, comes from North America, and a vampire's origins come from Europe. Now, I'm not going to get into how they were created and all that, I'm just basic. And the feud started when the vampires came over with the settlers. Then we have creation. Werewolves are genetic. It's a trait passed through the male DNA, and it is not, you cannot be turned into a werewolf. It is simply passed on. Whereas a vampires are turned and or on a very rare case born, but mostly turned by a pre-existing vampire. Next we're going to talk about transition/maturity. A werewolf only takes shape at the first full moon after physical maturity. Once this happens, then he can turn on command if he is trained, but will always have to turn on a full moon. A vampire will people will turn into a vampire after they are injected during a bite. Once they are bitten, they will have to consume blood to complete the transaction. Once the transaction is complete, they will grow to physical maturity, which is a controversy. And that leads to the next category, lifespan. Werewolves have a normal lifespan of a human, from birth to death. Vampires are immortal, but do not age past physical maturity. So if you are a born vampire, you will grow up. If you are a turned vampire past the stage of physical maturity, such as old age, you will stay at your current physical appearance state and not change. Next category is form. Werewolves take on a slight canine form, not full-blown wolf. They kind of more resemble a man with wolf attributes. Vampires, they take no physical change apart from when they are turned, their eye teeth fall out and they are regrown with hollowed out eye teeth. Usually a little more aggressive too. The classic vampire fang. But other than that, vampires don't take any physical form change. Then we have abilities. Werewolves have no increased abilities during human form. They are completely human. During transition, they have increased strength, increased stamina, as well as an increased sense of smell, a little bit better night vision, but they do have color blind issues as well as long distance vision issues. Vampires' abilities are increased senses, increased stamina and strength, but unlike werewolves, they have an increased vision distance. Vampires also have increased ability to regenerate depending on their thirst level. Very important. Now we have weakness and death. Werewolf has a weakness to silver. If a werewolf comes in contact with silver while in wolf form, they will be transformed back into human form. If they come in contact with silver while in human form, they will not be able to transform into wolf form. A werewolf can die a normal death, blood loss, bodily damage, organ injury, but they are slightly more vulnerable in the human state. Vampires, they have a weakness to UV light. If they have prolonged exposure, they will combust. Vampires can be killed by extreme bodily harm, like decapitation or completely dismembering. They can also be burned, or they can be killed by heart damage. Then we have diet. Werewolf has no special diet. They eat whatever you want to eat, but when in wolf form, they have the ability to process raw meat due to enzymes in their stomach. Vampires only consume human blood. If they do not consume, they will slowly lose the abilities, as well as their motor functions, putting them pretty much into this vegetative hibernation state. And this is very painful. So, they must drink. And that is my 8 points on vampires. So, and werewolves. So do you follow my same beliefs? Or do you think classic garlic mirrors, holy water, wooden stakes is all true? Also, what team are you? I am Team Vampire. All the way. Are you Team Werewolf? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and of course, have a good morning, guys.